All right, my friends, in 1996, Independence Day was the hot movie. The
Welcome to
Macarena.
Earth.
The Macarena was the hot dance.
Look
Jesus.
at that.
And the Spice Girls were the hot band. Ugh. But this was the hot bike. Let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another great episode of Throwback Thursdays on Bike Showcase. Yeah! And once again, we're at Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona, because where the cool kids hang out, and me. And of course, I'm joined by my lovely, talented, and beautiful co-host, Brandon Van Leuven. Brandon, how the hell are you?
Doing good.
Nice.
What were you doing in 1996?
Oh shit, who was I doing in 1996? Ba, 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 ba. Uncha, uncha, uncha. No.
You were lucky.
I had finished with school. I was already started my career as a plumber, and yeah, a kid and another one on the way. So,
Sheesh.
right, so,
All right.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
moved fast. What were you doing in '96?
96. Holy crap. I was working at UPS.
Okay,
I was sort of going to college.
okay.
I got my pilot's license in
You
1996.
got your pilot's license in '96, yes.
And
So can you still
I was
fly?
riding a lot.
You
in
were riding a lot.
1996.
That's a good
Yep.
thing.
I was doing that more than going to school, that's for sure.
I would too, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So,
I was living at home, working at UPS. I had money for bikes and beers, and it was a good time.
there we go.
It's a good
the good
time.
old days.
Yep.
Guys, what were you doing in 1996? Comment
Put it in
down
the comment
below and
section.
let us know. Yeah, man, this could be the start of something big going on here. So, now, in 1996, we started seeing the carbon fiber mountain bike come out.
Right.
No monocoque frames yet,
Nope.
but we did start seeing that aluminum bonded with carbon fiber.
Not the best idea.
No, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. Let's put it that way.
It did. But for everything that you supposedly got the advantage of having that carbon fiber tubes, I still was happy, very much happy with my Trek 7000, which was all aluminum, you know, with a front suspension. It just inherently, these were always weak points. And there's just no way of getting around that. So
Yeah, we're trying to glue one material to a totally
work.
dissimilar material.
Yeah.
You know, it was great for a little while, but over the long run, that bond usually no longer stuck.
Yeah.
So, but I would have bought this if I had the money in 1996 for sure. That was super cool.
yeah, I'm not going to lie. I had the opportunity to buy one in '96, and I passed on it because, again, something just told me, like you said, gluing two materials together doesn't work. I mean, we don't even do that in plumbing. So it was just one of those things.
Yeah.
So that being said, from here, we saw leaps and bounds, both with
Yes.
Trek, Specialized, two of the biggest pioneers as far as monocoque carbon fiber frames for mountain biking. Trek with their OCLV really just kind of took off there.
Yes.
And at that point, we saw strength as well as lightweight, but you were paying a premium for that. Ain't no doubt about that.
Right.
Which eventually gave way to full suspension carbon fiber frames with mountain bikes. And then, you know, here we are today.
Right.
You know, you can have one too for the low, low price tag of $14,000, 912 cents.
Right.
No, I'm joking. They're not that bad. Some of them are, so. All right, so let's just dive right into it. I'll
Let's look
grab the
closely.
camera. We'll go front to back on here,
Okay.
and let's tell everybody about this bike.
Okay.
So, all right, Brandon, give us the transition.
Hey, Macarena.
I would have liked the Spice Girl ones better. Do you want to be my lover?
man.
Yeah, you could have done it.
I know.
So, all right. So
Here
let's
we
start.
go.
Okay.
So going from back to front, a very popular tire combination at the time was this. This is the Panaracer Smart Smoke Dart combination. I rode that. It worked really well in Southern California, and a lot of people were riding that. There was kind of not just a popular tire, but a good performing tire for the conditions that we had there. 26-inch wheels, of course. Wheels on this one aren't anything really to shout about, but if you look there, you'll see that little chromoly fork on there. This thing was not suspended at all. So that would have been a pretty rough ride on this guy. But we, again, There was definitely, I don't know why this one didn't come with a suspension fork, because there were certainly plenty of forks available at the time to put on there, but this one does not come with it.
Right.
But while you're down there, beautiful color. I love this root beer, metallic root beer color. It's fantastic. I wish they would still make bikes in the same color. Cockpit is System 3. At the time, you had System 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, 3 being the not as nice as 2 and 1. But still, it's a very functional cockpit. Look how narrow those handlebars are.
Right.
What are they, maybe 680s or 690s?
If that.
Something like that, yep. That's how we did it. Made the handling sharp.
Short top Chevy.
Yep. Some nice functional LX brakes on there. Again, nothing too flashy. 8-speed shifters. And then something fairly new, I can't quite remember, but we have a threadless headset on this one. I think that might have been pretty much a novelty at this time. I can't quite remember when those headsets came out, but you're not going to see a threaded headset on this one. And now we're getting toward the fun stuff.
Right.
There is your aluminum lugged carbon fiber, bonded with some kind of glue that I can't imagine was very good for the planet.
Right. Stuff would give you elbow herpes if you touched it.
I know. So, but the carbon fiber on there is still that old school kind of sheet carbon fiber. This is definitely predates the OCLV, which came out a few years after this guy.
All right, seat post. That's pretty much just standard issue. We got a Bontrager seat.
And we're still waiting for, this is definitely not period correct. I'm
Right.
sorry. We're still waiting for a good saddle to put on this guy. That's a Bontrager or Avata. That would have never been on, on this bike. So we'll find something for it and put it on there. And then you see the system seat post on there. Again, nothing flashy, but quite functional.
Right.
Center pull, cantilever XT brakes. Coming down, there's your triple crank set. And if you look at that pedal is universally hated. These are the Onza HOs. I had those as well. They were awful. There was no adjustability to them whatsoever. There's no spring. What we did was we changed out those little elastomers in there. It was solely based on an elastomer. And I think there are like 4 different colors that you could get to adjust how tight you stay in those pedals. But I remember being stuck in those pedals. Once they got dry and got dirty, you couldn't get out of them. So they were pretty awful, but fun to see. And there's our 8-speed XT rear derailleur, 8-speed cassette. Nothing crazy going on back there. And there's that smoke tire skin wall with a different wheel on the back. So that wheel, I bet you, got destroyed at some point because you'll see a sun rim on that one. So it probably got tacoed at some point.
Taco flavored kisses. All right.
But she's a beaut. I always liked how robust that area was right there where the dropout is. I think it's kind of elegant and cool looking. And the welds on there, they must be filed or something because they're really, really smooth.
Yep.
Really cool.
Yep. The robots weren't stealing our jobs yet.
Right.
So that was hand welded.
I mean,
well, and some
all
production
the welds on
welds
this
too.
one, they're all super smooth on these on these lugs. So I don't know how you achieve that. I think they file them, but it gave
it's a Patronus. Harry Potter and his Patronus.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Patronus weldus.
It's Leviosa.
All right, Brandon. Anything else we're going to point out on this bike before?
No. She's a looker.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, give us a transition then, buddy. Nice. I know I'm going to ruin it in the closing, but that, I think, might have been the quickest Throwback Thursday that we've ever done.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, this is going to come in well under the mark. Even if we just sit here and just start bullshitting for another 5 minutes, it's still going to come in. Now,
the
again,
only thing that's really special is the frame on this one. Everything else you can set on fire, really, and we can find better stuff for it. But it's just the frame that really makes this thing stand out to me.
Yeah. It'd be curious, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to have Brandon do the research. It's going to be his homework assignment.
Research? Homework?
Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you. So, and because Univega had one that was a frame, Univega Rally had one that was a bonded carbon fiber frame. There was a few of them. But I'm going to have him research the first year that this type of carbon fiber frame came out, and we'll mention it on our next Throwback Thursday.
Okay.
So,
all right.
As far as that goes.
I can do that.
Yep. Because again, from here, it was leaps and bounds. We only saw
Yes.
these frames for a few years, and then bam, the one-piece carbon fiber
So
ones were
after
out.
this, they didn't quite go to OCLV. They did go to monocoque, but that frame was a turd.
Oh, it's horrible.
We have one sitting in the back
Yeah.
over there, and it was super heavy. They failed. It was only around for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then they're like, we can't keep doing this.
Right.
So that's when they invented OCLV, which is what we're still using today, and it's still fantastic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, guys, where we were at to where we're at, or yeah, where we came from to where we're at now. And a lot of people are like, oh, those bikes are so damn expensive, this, that, and the other. Anything. It's a whole lot of R&D, my friends. Okay, whole lot of R&D. And I would never sit there. Neither one of us would go, oh, yep, and try to say, oh, that bike isn't expensive. They are. They're expensive for us. They're expensive for you guys. Okay, paying $5,000+ $3,000+ ain't no joke. That's the mortgage payment.
What do you
for a
always
lot
say?
of
God
people.
bless you if you do.
Yeah, fuck, man. If you got the budget for that, amen.
Yeah.
Some of you guys do, so great. But for those of you who don't bash us for wanting a nice bike. As someone in the comments the other day was just like, oh yeah, oh, it was the Top Fuel.
Oh.
That Walmart Ozark or whatever that bike is, yeah, I remember. Friggin' Bermhill broke that one, okay? That's, again, and for the money that you would pay for that Walmart bike, someone eloquently rebutted, you could have gone to a local bike shop and bought a Roscoe 6 or a Marlin or something like that with a clear upgrade path. So again, conversation for another day at Fireside Chat, but that's where we're at in aluminum technology with all bike manufacturers. Trek uses the hydroform, carbon fiber technology and everything. It had to start somewhere. And getting to where we're at
This
today
is a stepping stone is what we're looking at right here.
not a cheap process by any stretch of the imagination. So that all being said, like, subscribe, bell notification icon. Helps out the channel, helps out the video immensely. Trifecta we love so much here at Get Out Arizona. There's links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix is the most important link, even when that phone rings the way it does sometimes. Brandon's running a business. What are you going to do? If you have any questions about today's video, you can always comment down below. You can always give Brandon or his team a call here at the shop. They will be happy to answer those questions for you. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work. It's our social media. We need it. Gets the word out about Get Out Arizona. We do group hikes. We do group rides. And I always say the only thing that's missing from that fun is you. So come out and join us. Be a part of the team. Now, there's going to be an affiliate link down below from Amazon. If you follow that link and make a qualifying purchase either from our store or anywhere on Amazon, we receive a small commission. You guys aren't charged anything additional. It's a win-win, and it helps us out with park pass money, gas money, and coffee money, the other trifecta we love so much here at Get Out Arizona. So, my friends, I hope you're having a fabulous day when you watch this video, depending on when YouTube threw it up in your thing and when it told me to release it. You either had a good day or you're having a good day. Any suggestions you might have, future videos you want to see, toolbox topics, bike showcases, anything like that, drop it down in the comment section. If we can make it happen, we will. We love hearing from you guys. This is very much an interactive channel. We have more trail videos coming up here soon, okay? I'll be talking about my surgery here in the next couple weeks so you guys know what to expect from that, because I will be down for a significant amount of time, okay? And other than that, what's left to say? It's that. Be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards out on that trail. And we have to ask, what are you waiting for?
Get Out Arizona.
Oh, the dark side. We'll see you on that next adventure. Take care, everybody. Brandon, we'll see you next week.
Good stuff.
Yep.